I'm Jennifer Young, bass player, producer, and devoted Markbass endorser. As a kid, I loved music. We always had music playing in the house, and I was always listening to the radio in my bedroom because back in those days, we didn't have TVs in every room, computers, the common distractions of today. So kids listening to music was really an activity. Around age 12, my dad gave me an acoustic guitar, and so began my journey of participating in music rather than just observing and listening. The acoustic guitar led to drums, which did not last long, because in those days too, you didn't have the kind of flow of information. And so when I sat behind my beginner's drum set and the sounds were nothing like what I heard on records, I thought the drums are not for me. So I asked my dad, what is that thing that's going ba-da-doom, da-da-doom, da-da-doom? And he said, that's the bass guitar. And I thought, ah. And so we packed the family up, did the 60-mile drive to the big city, the Guitar Center, and got my very first bass guitar. My first amp was a Fender Sidekick combo. It was 30 watts or something, had one 10-inch speaker. I used that thing for probably way too long. I tried to repair the blown speaker with some shoe goo, and that did not work. There are a lot of interesting and exciting moments for musicians, especially on the road when a single day can feel like a mini lifetime because the moments are so varied and extreme. For me, it's in the studio when the work is coming together, the parts are solidified, the mix is taking shape, and you can finally start to hear the thing coming to life and taking its first breaths. It's like this seed that essentially came from where, but you planted it, you nurtured it, and then blossomed. So that whole process is really extremely powerful and yeah, very exciting. I've been fortunate to have had an ongoing collaborative effort for most of my career as a musician with guitarist Travis Larson. We've been writing, arranging, and producing together for many years. So that's been an important part of my journey as an artist. And it'll be exciting to see what the future brings. It was at the NAMM show, I think around 2010 or so. There were folks in the industry who knew I had become disenchanted with my then amp situation, the tone, the reliability issues, and even my relationships. So Sterling Ball grabbed me by the ear and said, come with me, I know what you need. He took me to the Markbass booth, introduced me to Marco, and told Marco something like, you need her and she needs you. And then he turned on his heels and walked away and just left me and Marco standing there staring at each other, and the rest is history. I currently use the Markbass Big Bang. It's 500 watts of warmth and fullness and exceptional definition. I sincerely appreciate the transparency of the Markbass amps, and it feels like I'm hearing me. What I love about Markbass is this loyalty and respect that they have for their artists, the consumers, and just music. And what I love too is the respect that the artists share for Markbass and their products. I've played lots of shows where it's just logistically easier to share the gear and the bass rig. And when the musician sees the Markbass rig, they're like, ah, perfect, no problems. And that's because they know, and we all know. And thank you, Markbass.